Hello there. Hi, I'm Eva Fudge. I'm the Wellness Explorer here today, meeting my good friend Annabella De Corro, my friend who I met when I was exploring hand psychology, and you
Yes.
teach amazing classes.
Right.
Yeah, it's not hand reading, it's very different. It's much more advanced.
Yeah, it's like looking at the brain through our hands because our hands are the exterior part of the brain. And it's amazing that you do beautiful things with your hands, right? You help and you do this incredible science that you do with the connective tissue with your hands. So in the end, the hands are everything. And I'm here to educate people that yes, our hands are connected to our brain through our nervous system. And guess what? When we pass on, our hands go blank. So the hands are really the exterior of who we are, letting us know what we're going through emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually,
Wow.
and our physical condition also.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Yeah, and this is when I saw you last week. This is so cute. You live like, here we're in the glitzy glamour city of Las Vegas, and
Mm-hmm.
you have these gardens, and there's chickens outside, and
And a turkey
and a
on
turkey.
top of the ceiling.
And when we talked about it last week, I said, well, you were mentioning, yeah, I was born in Beverly Hills, and now I'm like in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Exactly. We're living here. We're learning to be nobody, and we're living a holistic house where we do have our own well, and we do grow. My lifelong friend and business partner, George Gomasian, grows his own greens, his own food for the last 25 years in Las Vegas. So he's been on the cutting edge of that, and that's what we do. We really are believe in the cutting edge of health, of consciousness, and really getting people back to doing things manually, and to really understand that this is a beautiful planet we're living in, and it's not about the techie thing and about anything that is a touch of a button is usually crippling a society. So my mission is to teach people that if you can do it by hand, so much better. You were talking about my background.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of jumped forward to what I do today, but I come from the past doing a
Yes.
lot of work in beauty and fashion, because that's what when I was a young woman, that was the career. And at present, I'm writing a book about my life in fashion and in rock and roll. And it's called Life's Eternal Glamour. And this is why I think Ava does this work also, because she does, besides the healing, she teaches you that there is some glamour that we must be maintaining most of our life, right?
Before we started the interview, you mentioned that you were going to see a longtime friend, and this just boggles my mind. You got to tell the story how you were swooped up here in Las Vegas at the age of 14, and later on as a teenager you became a jet setter, top fashion model. That's just amazing. But that you're going to see this man now.
Oh yeah, well interesting, yes. Amazing that we're back in Las Vegas, and it was in November that it happened. This 20th of November, Eric Burden of the Animals will be performing here at Las Vegas. Yes, well, I met him at 14 and a half, and he courted me for a year and a half, and at 16 he came to Las Vegas with his attorneys. And he told my parents that he couldn't live without me, that he was very much in love, and that he would sign any document or anything to be able to have me in his legal custody, because I was underage, 16. And so my parents did consent. It was really my mother. My mother is Danish background, and she kind of she felt that if it wasn't with him, it might be in the back seat of a car with some boy. So that was the time of the kind of the sexual revolution was taking place. And yes, we moved back to Beverly Hills, to the Boris Karloff mansion. We lived there. It was a Mexican type hacienda. And then we did a world tour, where he also got inspired to write that song, Spill the Wine and Take the Pearl, which was about that. And most people don't know what spill the wine, take the pearl means. It means spill the wine, take the pearl means to take someone's virginity. Spill the wine is the semen, and the pearl is the virginity. So Yes, I'm writing a book called Life's Eternal Glamour because I was in the presence of Jim Morrison before passing and for an instant with Jimi Hendrix. And these were icons of art and music. These were brilliant minds and people. And you know what? They were in their heart. And they were all about the love generation. So the book is a recount about my life and amazing the memory I have. A lot of people say if you were there in the 60s and 70s, you don't what? If you were in the 60s and 70s, yeah, if you remember the 60s and 70s, you weren't there. Well, I was there in the 70s, and I remember everything. So I've written the book, and I'm hoping to be a great success, and I've been told by many that they think it's a movie, and I think it's a musical too, so I really look forward to putting it out.
Yeah,
and sharing the story.
Not only that, the music thing, but you were actually on the cover of Vogue magazine in Paris.
Yes, I did I did Vogue and Harper's and the Vogues of Italy, England, worked with all the great designers like Sandra Rhodes, Bill Gibbs, Valentino, Yves Saint Laurent. These great gentlemen. I lived in London and Paris doing all the high fashion, and I was very unusual for them because I'm of Mexican-Danish background, and I was probably the first Mexican Vogue model working for the magazines and doing the high fashion editorial work. Mm-hmm. So that's also in the book, and how I find my life path, because in the end, life is eternal, and so is glamour, but if you don't find the essence of who you are, many people of my generation, I'm older than you, of course, I find them sometimes they drop the ball on themselves, on their journey, on the joie de vivre, which means the joy of living. And I'm one of these people who, as a lifestyle coach now that I am, that's exactly what I do, because with the hand psychology, I'm really coaching people to bring back the splendor of their life. And to understand that if you're in your 50s and 60s, you're young, because life begins at 40. So you're just starting, you know?
That's very inspiring. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely.